Hello guys, welcome back to Resident Evil. Now, I have to tell you something. This is all being recorded, audio wise, after the fact. Why? Because I forgot to plug it into the PlayStation. What am I? That's right, a tip. Anyway, so as time of recording, this is the current poll system on the straw poll. Resident Evil and Resident Evil 2 side by side for a grand total of, wait for it, 1 vote. Yeah, sexual, I know. So basically what's going to happen is during the cutscenes I'm going to go silent. During gameplay I'm going to not be silent, mostly because it works that way, I think. Or at least I hope it does. Anyway, let's get this on with. So, what we do with this is we go into the game, obviously. Sorry, that's quite clearly what we're going to do. What I'm meaning is, in this situation, as pre-recording or re-recording audio, I guess. It's most likely just going to be not quote-unquote rambles, but sort of stuff that kind of makes sense, but kind of on the other side doesn't really. So I mean like history and shit like that. So obviously this is Resident Evil. This is the first one. It was called Biohazard over in Japan. It was released in 1996, yeah, it's quite an interesting game, to say the least. It brought this whole idea of survival horror that you used to get at the old arcades, and it brought it into your home. I'm totally not reading this off Wikipedia. But this is part of the Wikipedia article, but I haven't got it in front of me. Because despite how much I want to say, oh yeah, I played this when it came out, I didn't. I played it almost 8 years after it came out. On my PlayStation 1, I bought the game out of a computer and got about 5 minutes into it. Dogs appeared and I went, fuck this, and left it. So yeah, same for Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil Nemesis. Nemesis was obviously the third game, and around about that same time when I played these games, I also played Resident Evil 0, so the first one, and the prequel that was released in 2002? 2002? Question mark? Yeah, but so I played these after the fact, and I did enjoy them until I said nope, and ran away. Because they were scary games, I'm not gonna lie.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Haven't found it yet?
No, not yet, Brad. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo Team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris.
Bravo Team's helicopter was a derelict. Save for the remaining body of Kevin. We continued our search for the other members, and it turned into a nightmare. This way. Damn it! Make for that mansion!
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Barry, and myself. We don't know where Chris is.
What is this place?
Not quite your ordinary house, that's for sure.
Hey, Wesker, where's Chris?
Jill, no! You don't want to go back out there.
But we've got to find...
What was that?
Chris?
No.
Jill, go and investigate.
I'm going with her. Chris and I go back a long way.
All right. You two go. I'll secure this area.
Stay sharp.
So yeah, this is us actually stepping into the game as is. This bit is technically still a cutscene, but I don't really count it too much because it's just literally a dining room. So yeah, when this was released in 1996, it introduced this extreme version of a survival horror, given the truth that you had to get ink ribbons, take it over to the old clickety-clackety typewriters, and that was your only way of saving. Now, in fairness, they were made relevantly abundant throughout the game. You used to be able to get about 4, ink reels every time you actually picked one up. But actually finding the typewriters was the major issue.
I think you'd better take a look at this.
What is it?
Blood. Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Let's just hope it's not Chris's.
It was a fun mechanic, and it still is. I forgot how much I actually did enjoy it, which is why, spoilers ahead, in the second one, the remake, you actually get the choice of putting on the old saving ones, so you have to find these ink reels in order to save, and I am tempted to do that maybe on my own playthrough when I'm playing by myself, but for the YouTube playthrough I am tempted just to leave it completely, you know, auto saves and all this. But basically the main ones that we have to know. Is that the original game was 1986, and the second game, the second one, sequel, came out in 1998, followed by Nemesis, the third one in 93, and there was actually sort of a stalemate where there was a load of different arcade games and games released on handheld, because basically you play any version of Resident Evil from your toaster to your fridge sort of idea. But in 2005 Resident Evil 4 came out. Now this is the one I physically played when it came out on my PlayStation. I can't remember if it was my first one or I can't remember which PlayStation it was. But this is the one that I actually played when it came out, and it was a strange one. You know, picking up that PS2 copy and sitting at home.
Barry!
What is it?
Look out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of it. What the hell is this thing?
I found Kenneth killed by this thing. Let's report this to Wesker.
And it was an interesting one. Now, I didn't play Resident Evil 5 when it came out. When it came out in, I want to say 2009, 10? I think it was 2009. I didn't play it. Instead, this was at this point where I sort of started watching YouTube and started that.
Wesker! Jill, help me look for him. Let's not leave this hall.
Good idea.
Instead, I actually watched a playthrough of it on the Yogscast channel, Hannah and Duncan, and it was Resident Evil 5 was an interesting one, and sort of...
Barry.
Any luck?
No.
No, nothing. What's going on around here? I can't figure it out.
Same here.
Chris, and now Wesker.
There's not much we can do. We can search for him separately. I'll investigate the dining room again.
Okay then, I'll try the door on the other side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could easily get lost. Let's start from the first floor.
Okay.
Oh! I almost forgot. It's a lockpick. You'd make better use of it.
Thanks. I may need it.
Listen. If something happens, let's meet up in this hall. Got it?
Okay.
Now, I didn't watch it, obviously, in 2009, as the Hannah and Duncan's video didn't come out till 2012, and all this. But basically, I didn't bother with PlayStation 3. As you guys know, I did a little jokey unboxing video actually on this channel of a PS3, which I got relatively cheap. I got it for like 50 quid off of Amazon when the PS4 came out, and that was the only other time I came back to PlayStation. I'd actually afterwards, after I bought my PS2, I used to play loads of games on the PS2, but I also had when it came out, I bought the Xbox 360 when it came out, and you know, I bought the Xbox 360, and then a year later the PS3 came out, and I didn't want to get the second console. I didn't see the need to get that other console, and basically I stuck with Xbox all the way until I eventually did get the PS3, and I got the jokey unboxing, but I also did get a PS4 and an Xbox One eventually after that, and then I've slowly kept up. But that little interlude between it, I didn't bother buying Resident Evil 5, mostly because it didn't really resonate with me. I know that sounds weird. Basically, I still coming off of the Resident Evil 4 and this. They're not really zombies, and you know, it's sort of different advice. It's all was it like Bolivia or was it? No, that was Resident Evil 5. Like, you know, Black Forest, East Germany for Resident Evil 4, and it didn't really click too much for me there. So I liked 4. Don't get me wrong. I got to shoot a Spanish man, and then he shoots you back, and yeah, it was this sort of one of the first times I'd seen a character actually go and kind of straight back at you being a dick. So I enjoyed it for that point. Also, Leon, you know, he's one of my favourite characters, and it's probably who I'm going to play as when we get round to Resident Evil 2. You know, so it'll be pretty good and all this. But yeah, so I never actually played Resident Evil 5, and then when I did eventually watch it, I went, oh, you know what, this is on some level incredibly ridiculous. And I was like, fine. And then when Resident Evil 6 came out, this actually came out in 2012, and I believe that 2 was one that I think that was also one I watched over on Hannah and Duncan playthrough. Yeah. I can't remember if that was around about the same time. I think it was. I think it was like it was 2013. This is a cutscene, true, but again, there's no speaking in it. It's just a zombie. Me failing to actually kill this fucking zombie. Because why not? And then me not running past it. So yeah, but yeah, no. So I watched Resident Evil 6, and by God, even the introduction of Leon still did not make that game any better, and it didn't kill the series for me. I just was like, okay, okay, this is fine. I go now, sort of idea. I did the thing I did. I think I played Revelations or Revelations 2. Can't remember which one it was. One of the Revelations. Played one of those. But yeah, that was really about it on that front. I didn't do any more of it, which is a shame because it is a good game. It's a good game series. It's a good film series. Up to a point. I am actually in the middle of rewatching the film series as well. I watched the first two, and I'm just going on to the third one when they're in the desert. Which again, I think that premise should have been the last film they did, because they then jump back and, you know, civilization is back the way it is, and it's kind of confusing. It's fairly confusing. But I did like the introduction of certain characters. You know, they brought in Jill, they brought in both the Redfields, Chris and Claire. I believe they even brought in Leon. Yeah, I think Leon is actually in there as well. So it is nice that they've brought these characters in, and I am really excited that they are rebooting it as a TV series. Or one of the ideas that Netflix are toying with is to reboot it as a TV series, because I would enjoy that. You know, I think a lot of people would enjoy a Resident Evil TV series. You know, and Netflix, if you're watching, why don't you hit me up? I'll write some of that for you. But yeah, as I was trying to say at the start, it didn't really come out the way. This first episode will be me rambling, as there's literally not much I'm doing. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the first run through I do of this, and I fuck everything up. I die like twice, I think, just in this half an hour clip. But you'll actually see a little cut coming up where I just stop and I do a bit of exploring on my own. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and yeah, it's hilarious. Zuzu, we're actually outside now. Basically, I ran around there, discovered that I was actually, I'm not gonna lie, I may have went onto YouTube and rewatched the little cutscene prior to that, just after we came out of this, and I actually listened to what he said. And he doesn't tell me to go in there. Because when you go in there, you have to get the dagger, and you actually have to come in here to find him. Barry's not there. Where is Barry? So you walk through here, and I go, nope, because there's zombies. There's zombies. I just wander past the dead corpse through this door, and we go, hello. We actually expand a little more. Look at this cage, and if I remember rightfully, I made an incredibly corny joke about this cage having no nickel in it. It is a nickless cage. Yeah, I am funny man, you see. Back home in my home country of Soviet Poland. Yes, the introduction of green herbs. So green herbs is health. You crush them up into dust, you then combine the dust into more dust. Yeah. So you bind them together and turn them into dust. But I think if you combined red and green dust, it makes something else. I think it's really good. A good dust. Good herb. Good herbs. The best herbs. But yeah, that's fun. It's fun. Go through the door, like, oh yeah, so much fun, so much fun. Oh yeah, even this though. Oh, the fact that mirrors are actually working is. Magnifico. I'm a bit of a sucker for that. I love it when games have realistic mirrors. It's the smallest detail, but it's the slightest detail. This is me trying to combine the herbs together, because I can remember if you combined 2 green herbs into something like better herb. But it's not. I believe it is. If you combine the red and the green herbs together, they make something lappier. Oh yeah. This. I figured out how to. I'm gonna let you into a little secret here. I figured out what I'm meant to do with that, and I'll be doing that in episode 4. But for now, we're just gonna die. And that'll be absolutely fine, but you may not have noticed I haven't saved. So you have this beautiful white screen, "You are dead" little symbol, and cut to blank screen, because there's nothing saved. And we have to redo it all again.
Resident